other different types of dementia, and depending upon where the difficulties lie, that in the illness determines the course of treatment.
Yes, you can. All you have to do is want to do it.
Yes.
Want to be it.
Can you set your mind to it? And this is who you are, and
the grown men. We have the youth that we need to mentor, and we need to inspire, and we need to motivate. But I know, as a recent conversation between you and I, that you're also in the business of motivating grown men. Through that, I'm supposed to see God in it at every turn. So me going to the Sea of Galilee was to remind me of that, to refresh myself of that. It is all under control, that He does have it. It's just as clear as that fresh water that I saw.
You're Our Unity, hosted by LeShawn Walker, Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. EST.
Welcome, everyone, to You're Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to bring joy to your life, no matter what the world is showing you or what life is throwing at you. I want you to go out there and find a piece of peace in your life. I want you to choose happiness, and I want you to live with joy every single day. I am your host, LeShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Please tag a friend. Let everyone know that we're on right now. So, guys, how are you? I hope you had a wonderful week. I hope that you took some time to, do a little bit of what we discussed last week. And if you haven't, please revisit that show. It was about winter wellness. Did you take any of the tips that I shared with you last week? I hope that you had a great weekend and you were able to unwind and kind of hide from all of the Christmas chatter that's going on in the air. But if you didn't, please tell me, what did you do? Did you take advantage of the amazing tips that I left you guys last week? Because I left you with a few. And if you did, put it in the comment section. I want to know everything that you did. For my mental health, I did take advantage of getting some extra sleep. As I mentioned last week, I think I, on average, sleep about 3 or 4 hours. I'm always up very late. The TV is kind of watching me sometimes. But this past week, I decided to get in 6 to 7 hours. And I do. I honestly feel a lot more refreshed. And I didn't need the TV on as long as I thought that I did. And it was really unfortunate because I kind of feel like I missed something, but I really honestly didn't. I woke up so ready for the day. I didn't feel any pain in my body. I didn't feel like I needed to go back to sleep. It was really, really, really helpful. So I hope that you guys took advantage of something that I shared in regard to what you can do for mental wellness for this winter season. And in terms of my fitness, I didn't get a chance to get in a full workout or anything, but what I did do while I was waiting for something, if I was waiting for an email or a phone call, if there was a commercial on, if I was waiting for my computer to boot up or for the microwave to time out, I was doing little exercises. I was doing little arm lifts. I was doing leg lifts. I was walking around my house. I was just getting some steps in. So I did take advantage of just increasing a little bit of activity. Even though I wasn't able to get out and enjoy a full workout. But that was very, very helpful. So I hope that you did do something too to make sure that your heart is pumping well, that you're getting some exercise, that your metabolism is staying great. So tell me what you did. And spirituality. I pray all the time, but I decided I really needed to connect deeper with my spirituality this past week or so. I go to church online. I, watch little tutorials and little speakers and things like that, probably ever so often. But I really needed to get back into church to worship and fellowship with others. So that's what I did. I attended church, and that felt good. Praying is amazing. Meditating on the Word of God is great. Spending time, listening and watching different services online is even good when, maybe the weather is bad. But it's also very important that you get out and you commune with others. You actually encounter other people who actually feel the same way that you do and believe in the same things that you do and can actually teach you a thing or two. So that's what I did this past week and a half. It felt so good. I'm putting it on a calendar. These are now regular things that I'm going to introduce into my life for this winter season so that I can maintain winter wellness, because it's getting cold outside. It's also the holiday season, so you got the hustle and bustle of everybody shopping and visiting family members. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that we have to do in order to stay healthy as well as to stay happy. If you remember last week, I was also saying it's important that we choose happiness. Sometimes that is very hard, but during this season, everybody is joyful. So are you happy, or are you falling for the funk that this holiday season could bring you? If you are feeling joy, please in the comments tell me, what are you feeling joyful about? What's going on in your world right now that you are so happy to share, and also that you're happy to feel at this time? Because right now I am joyful that I have my family, I have my friends, I have my health, I have my job, I have my home. There are so many things that I have to be happy about, even though there's so many things going on outside and around me. So tell me, what are you joyful about this season? Because there is, like I mentioned, so many things that we have to contend with. The world outside is getting scarier every day. We have to deal with sadness and wars. We have to deal with loss of jobs and unhappy relationships and children and sickness and loss and death. There's so many things going on around us. How do you maintain that joy? Tell me, what are you doing? I'm just trying to think of the great things that I have going on in my life, the blessings that I wake up to every single morning. Yeah, the news is telling me, it's still a divide and racial tensions in the world. It's world wars going on around us. The news is telling me that everyone is just not happy with each other and can't seem to get along. And then I have, just life in general, things that I can't control that are always against us that we have to contend with. And I know that you guys out there are dealing with the same, but you still wake up somehow, like I do, with a smile on your face. And that's what I love. Somehow we just find a way to get through it. And it is that hope. So I want to share with you how to find hope, or rather joy, in everyday life. Well, you smile at the people you see. You wake up and you say, "Hello, sunshine," and then you share that sunshine with everyone else that you encounter throughout your day. You also radiate grace. Radiate it, emit it. Make sure that you're glowing in it. You radiate that love and that compassion that you have within yourself so that others see it. And then they are just overtaken by it and blinded by it. And then you sing or hum throughout the day, something that makes you happy on the inside. Find a song that you love to sing, or just sing or hum something that you want to create yourself, something that you want to express to the world. I do it all the time. I come up with these little words and sayings, and then I'm just humming them and singing them throughout the day, to where now it's literally a full track, a full song that I've created to bring happiness and joy to myself for the day, and hopefully inspired others with it. Then there is, place an exclamation on your day. You claim what your day is going to be, and then you end it with an exclamation. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be joyful. I'm going to share everything that I have within myself today. I'm going to make sure I get up early. I'm going to make sure I go to bed early. I'm going to make sure I'm taking care of myself. I'm going to make sure that I'm sharing my love with others. I'm going to make sure I'm encouraging someone today. I'm going to make sure that I'm doing something better today than I did yesterday. And then you leave an exclamation on that day and you keep it moving. And then the next thing is write or text someone a kind message. Someone you haven't spoken to in a while, send them a text, tell them you were thinking about them, you missed them, that you want to see them. If it's someone that you just had a disagreement with, text them and say that, hey, you know, even though we're going through something, I love you. And I want you to know that whatever it is, this too shall pass. Send someone a text and let them know that you care and you're thinking about them. That'll bring a smile to your face and joy to your heart. And then there is do something you love. I love to sleep. I don't get a lot of time to do it, but when I do, I enjoy it immensely. I sleep and I cozy up into my thoughts while I'm in my bed. While I'm sleeping, I'm just comforted by what is around me, but more what's in me. I'm thinking about my life and the beautiful people that I have around me. So when I am sleeping, it's not just a dead sleep. I'm just sleeping because I'm tired. I'm sleeping because I'm resting in everything that I have. And I'm enjoying it. Even, you know, sometimes to laziness, but at the same time, I'm enjoying every minute of it. So you go out there and do something that you enjoy. I love to travel as well, but, you know, you can't always afford to do so. But do something that brings a smile to your face every day. And lastly, you are to strike up a conversation with a stranger. I did that. I know you guys know that I probably talk to everybody I meet every single day. And I do. I'm a happy person. I love talking to strangers. That's something everyone knows about me. But I was also going through something a few years ago. I think I mentioned to you on the show last week that, you know, this time of year is kind of sad for me. My best friend passed away. Her birthday was just in September. And then my father and then my other best friend. So I've deal with a lot during this time of year. Well, 2016, the day before Christmas, I was feeling away. Sandy was in the hospital. I was trying to figure out how I was going to maintain my joy when I was dealing with so much sadness and sorrow. And I'm on this line in Burlington Coat Factory, and this young, beautiful woman in front of me was literally having a whole conversation with family, but you could hear the joy even in her voice, discussing her plans for the holiday. And I'm sitting up there like, oh, I can't wait to get off this line. It was so long. I got to get this gift for people at the last minute. I didn't really want to be there. I'm so sad. But at the end of her conversation on the phone, me and this young lady ended up speaking. I don't know what triggered the conversation, but we ended up speaking. And that beautiful person has become such a light, such a beautiful, beautiful friend, a sister in my life. At that moment, after we got to know each other, I called her my Christmas angel because I felt like that's what she did. She lifted my spirits in that time of darkness. So I want you guys, all of you, to figure out what it's going to take for you to find joy through the sorrow, through this season, if you don't have it. And then I'm going to share with you how I found mine 7 years ago, December 24th, 2016. And it was through this amazing woman I'm going to introduce you to today. So the title of the show is Joy to the World. This beautiful woman, Cathy Coster, she brought that to me 7 years ago. She's an adventurous soul, lived in Glen Oaks, claimed New Hyde Park as her hometown. She's an executive personal assistant who lives life with passion and the pursuit of happiness. Cathy's life is full of love for her friends, family, pets, motorcycle trips, and various activities and causes that bring joy to her heart. She is here to share with us her joy to the world. So please, please help me welcome my beautiful friend, Miss Cathy Coster. How are you?
Hi. Nice to be here.
Let me tell you guys, she is nervous. She is. This was a shock to her that I even said, I want you to appear on the show. But I was like, this is the perfect moment. I'm letting you guys know, through this winter wellness, the things that you should do and need to do in order to maintain that health, And in that, I also would like to share what I did to do it. And you were a great part of that, in my journey. So I felt it necessary for you to be here, my friend, even though you are scared to death.
I'm shaking like a bunny. Yeah.
I thank you. So listen.
It's so funny because I'm sitting here, I'm getting ready. She can tell you the story. I'll tell you the story. I think my apartment looks like the old J.C. Penney's when you find stuff on the floor. Well, my house is like sprawling with shoes and clothes and jobs. Like I can't believe I'm doing this. I don't know what to wear. I'm so nervous.
Aww.
And I'm like I'm ironic that I'm coming here about joy, and I think
she feels
yeah,
panicked and stressed
panicked
right
and
now.
stressed.
But she lives her life. You do. You live your life in pursuit of it, and that's what I love.
Yeah, I try to wake up every day and learn something new and do something new and try to be happy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, I usually ask my guests, because we're going to get into the story of how we met and why it was so important to me at that time, and how we've kind of helped each other, because I feel like during that time we both needed each other, even though we didn't know it before we met each other. You know what I mean? So I usually ask, about your childhood. So tell me a little about your upbringing. I understand you lived in Glen Oaks, but you claim New Hyde Park as your hometown. What is that about?
Well, when I was younger, I lived in Glen Oaks. So growing up as a young girl,
right,
elementary school, and then mid-elementary school to almost to the end of high school, I lived in New Hyde Park, and then we moved again.
Okay.
My parents were divorced,
right,
so there was a lot of moving. My mom was a single mom, so then we wound up in Elmont, and then I finished my last 2 years of high school there. But it's so funny because even all my high school friends, they're like, "You didn't graduate with us?" I was like, "No, I moved to Elmont."
Wow.
They're like, "We thought you were there the whole time," and I'm like, "Well, I felt I was there the whole time, but I wasn't."
Wow, that's interesting.
So, but I came from Queens, and my grandparents, one lived on one corner and one lived on the other corner.
Oh, wow.
So they were very close. I could literally bounce from one grandparent to the other all day long.
Wow.
And my mom's grandparents would watch us, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to grandma's house," and then I'd walk down the street and go to my grandmother's house. My dad's mom. So
that is so
but
cool.
it was my family, both sides of the family were very, very close knit.
I love that.
So we still have a lot of fun.
Yes, you do. That's
you
what
know
I
my
love.
stories.
And that's what I'm saying.
You know my stories.
I love the fact, because that's what she was discussing, honestly, when I met you that day.
I think
you were on the phone speaking to a family member about, I guess, your Christmas celebration.
Yeah.
And you were traveling, I think, to Florida or something. Am I correct?
I was, and I think I was there for my Kris Kringle gift.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And it was this really cute sand color, like a Berber, like a sand color Berber. No, it was a Bluetooth stereo.
Oh,
it was like
that's
a little cute little
right.
stereo.
Yes.
My cousin Kim wound up winning it.
Oh.
Not that you can see it. She's in Florida.
That is so amazing.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do remember literally standing on that line
Oh, that
and
was
hearing
hysterical.
everything you were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But let me tell you, that was making the time pass so much quicker, because that line was crazy that day.
Oh, it was terrible. We were there for 2 hours.
Yes,
almost.
we were. Exactly.
Yeah.
Literally the day before Christmas, right before they were closing. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But right after you got off the phone, we just ended up speaking, and then she was sharing with me just everything that she's doing in her life. And I was just so impressed. Like, you do this and you do what? You ride motorcycles and you travel and you go here and you do that. And just the smile on her face, the excitement.
Just the stuff that I love.
Yes.
Yeah, sharing it.
The things that she loved and the excitement that she had in sharing it. That's what I love. So, yes, tell me a little about that. You growing up, did you see, just wanting to be that adventurous person, to try everything and just to always admit that? Really?
I don't know. I think the older I get, the more I want. I just get thirstier and thirstier. And I think also we're in a better place as we get older. We can do things. We're more seasoned in travel, recognizing people. You feel safer because you're a stronger person.
Right.
You're more educated about things. You know, as a young girl, I was like, I was just happy to go to the end of the street, you know? Like, oh, to me, that was adventurous, crossing Jericho Turnpike when you're 13 years old and the cars are coming. You know, that was adventure.
Right. Oh, my God.
So I think your adventure changes the older you get because the more your mind opens.
Right.
And the more your heart opens.
Right.
And more, you know, so I think, and then I never thought I would be that adventurous until I had my motorcycle.
See, what even inspired you to get that? Like, where did that come from? Because I know you started riding young, right?
No, 36.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were like in your early
I was-
20s.
No, I was always a passenger.
Wow.
For many, I was a passenger for 20-something years.
Right.
And then I think one day the fellow I was going with, I was like, oh, can we go here this day? And he's like, no. And that night I went to bed and I was like, I don't want anybody to ever tell me no again.
Yeah.
To where I want to be and where I want to go. And for the longest time, I would just, in my mind, I would imagine myself riding a motorcycle, and putting the clutch in and shifting gears.
Wow.
And then I made some decisions in my life and I put some check marks against stuff. And I said, well, this is what I want to do. And I went out and I did it. And
I love
never
it.
looked back.
And never looked
Never
back.
looked back.
I love it. I wanted to do it, learn how to ride, I think in my mid-30s. But I didn't have the support, you know? There was no one around me that was doing it, you know, riding as well. So it just was a dream deferred.
Right.
I met this woman on that line that day. She... After your trip, you came back, we reconnected, we exchanged numbers that night. We were committed
Without a doubt.
on December 24th, my friends. I couldn't wait for you to come back from
Oh, I
Florida.
know. I think we talked when I was there. We just became like instant best friends.
We became instant best friends. We were hanging out that whole entire time. She took me to one of her Long Island women riders, and what up to the Long Island women riders out there if you're watching. I miss and love you. She took me to one of their meetings for the holiday.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm trying to
And
think
oh
when
my
we went,
God,
yeah.
I was so in love with every single one of them in there. I felt the camaraderie, I felt the sisterhood, I felt the
Lot of
love and
energy.
passion for writing. I felt that there was so much more to it than just being on a bike, you know? And that's what I loved about it. And then after that, I was inspired. There was a contest, I entered it. You had to tell a story about why you were interested in writing. I ended up winning the scholarship,
Yeah, I remember.
telling the story of how I met this amazing young lady and why, you know, this was important that I do this in my life at this moment. And I won that scholarship, ladies and gentlemen, and I bought me a bike and I rode for maybe 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And then I was told you have to get it serviced and get a mechanic. And then I was like, yeah, I got a business I'm trying to build right now. And then it was over.
Yeah.
But I just love the fact that I was able to fulfill that dream.
And
but,
you might be able to do it
And I'm going to
again.
still, I was
Yeah,
just telling
I
someone
know.
earlier today that I'm going to do it. But you brought that joy to me in that moment, not only being supportive, but coming to me at that time when I was dealing with that sadness. It was so important that you were there. So tell me a little about, you know, just the people that you surround yourself with. You said that your family, your friends, you know, the things that you enjoy bring you the most joy. What is so important about having family and friends in your life, and why do you surround yourself with them?
Because they make me happy. It's so simple. They make me happy.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't surround myself with people and things that don't make me happy.
Yeah.
You know, these are the people that make me happy. I hang out with them. They make me laugh. They have fun. We have things in common. You know, my family I love because they're my blood.
Yeah.
You know,
And what about you, like that seeks that, you know? Because there's some people out there, you know that, Cathy, that don't necessarily, they can have that happiness, but don't need their family or friends around them. What energy do they fuel in you? What about you that deserves that family, that love?
You know, you know, what we shared on that line, that's what I share with my family and my friends.
Yeah.
And that's what I sometimes share with people on the street, but they don't get the opportunity to get what we
Yes,
have.
exactly.
You know, but like I talk to people on the street, or I'll be sitting on the line at a restaurant, and it's just great conversation. I don't know. Somebody said to me once that I just know how to not communicate. I know how to find the 1 degree of separation with everybody I meet. And I think I'm able to have something in common with them, and it kind of brings like a connection.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that connection.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where I go. Well, it really doesn't matter where I
No,
go,
it
because
doesn't.
my brother will tell you, if I was in Oshkosh Bagosh, I
Yes.
would find somebody that
Yes,
I know.
you will.
You know, I'm like,
Oh my God!
my
I
uncle
thought
calls me
I
the
was-
mayor.
Thank
Like, you're the
you.
mayor.
I find that I am able to speak to anyone, but you strike up meaningful conversations with people. We've gone out to dinner, to restaurants, to concerts. We've been multiple
We've
places
been to
together.
places, yeah.
And we leave there with a whole new
Address
group,
book full of people.
group of friends.
Yeah.
And it's because, seriously, that joy, that excitement, like
It is.
you radiate that all the time, even
Yeah.
if you're going through something.
I don't know if I radiate it all the time.
Not all the time.
I
But
know
Go ahead.
you radiate it for me.
Aww.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we have something.
Yeah.
We have something. Whatever
Yes.
it is, we have. And when we're together, we're like, the rest of the world disappears.
Yes, I agree with that.
You know, and what are you doing with yourself? How's things going? There's like true care and concern. And I mean, we go to dinner. It's not going to dinner. We sit there for
Exactly.
5 hours.
Thank you.
We're
To where they're
5 hours.
closing,
They're closing
out.
the door.
Yes, shutting the lights out.
Shutting the lights.
I
Yeah.
know. I know. Well, that
You
was
know.
my next thing, because again, we both, even though as I said, you radiate it. Every time
Yeah.
I'm with you, you radiate it. Though we do go through darkness, and those could be the times that we're not seeing each other.
Right.
So in that time when we met, you knew I was going through something. I told you the whole story about Sandy, and I know also at that time you were transitioning into who you were, you know what I mean, and what you really wanted for your happiness. And we kind of supported each other. We joined a gym together.
Oh, that's right. Do you remember that? Oh, my
Yes.
gosh.
We was meeting after work.
We were doing good for a long time.
Yes, exactly.
And then life gets in the way.
Exactly. And then things happen. I was going for a long time. Actually, I stopped going right before the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
But the fact is that I think we got our legs. You know what I mean? We started to get our legs.
Yeah.
And it was the support that we needed from each other. We got stronger. And then regardless of whether the fact that we were seeing each other every week like we were before, we still were so connected.
It didn't matter.
Exactly.
If we don't talk for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, you get on the phone and
it was just like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
through that time, it was because we had started to receive that joy that we were lacking, during the first initial months of 2017. You know, obviously, Sandy passed away in the end of 2017. But by that time, I think I got so much better. And I think it is because of what you brought to me during that time. Because even now, I think last week I said, oh yeah, my best friend, she's been gone 3 or 4 years. It's been like 6, 7 years.
more.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been 6 years now. And it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that because I think I look at it as I'm going to see her later
But
rather
you
than
include
she's
her.
lost.
She's always included.
Yep, you're absolutely
She's
right.
she's your purpose.
Yep, exactly.
She's your purpose. So
Yes,
she's
she
always
is.
included. I mean, I walked in and your bag had
Yes.
had your face, the two of you on it, and I just know that's that's. I was telling. I said, I was talking to my dad, or my stepmom Edna, and I was saying, and I said, she does this all for Sandy.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, this is a
is-
good friend that she lost. I said, but I know that's what that is your fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
That is your fuel.
Yeah.
And that's your joy, because she was your joy. So you bring it everywhere.
Yeah, well, thank you for
Yeah.
saying that, because that is
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
And I know, too, your family brings you so much joy. I know writing brings you so much joy. What does that do for you? Like when you're writing, because I know when I got on that bike, I felt free. I felt so free. Oh my God. I felt like it was nothing but me and the wind, and it was amazing. So tell me, what does it do for you? Oh my God.
It recharges me.
Yes.
It's my reset button. I didn't go out the other day. It was 60 degrees, and I was so upset that I didn't get to make it out. I was like, oh, I could really use a ride. But in my head, I guess I must have had a ride in my head because I felt good. But it does everything for me.
Really?
I call it the air I breathe.
Yeah.
It just keeps me whole. It keeps me focused. It keeps me balanced, which is so funny because you really got to be balanced on a
Yes, you
bike.
do.
But it keeps me balanced. Most of my friends ride. So for me, it's always a connection to go riding with my girlfriends, taking a trip with my girlfriends or boyfriend, or it's all about the bike.
Yeah.
For me, it's all about the bike.
No, I get it.
I love the ride. I love being out there and smelling the flowers, and smelling the trees, and smelling the blossoms, and smelling somebody's washing machine and dryer's going. You could smell the air vent, or you could smell the fire in the distance, and it's just the wind. I look next to somebody in the car, and I just look and I smile, and I look at them, and I'm like, they're so trapped, and I'm feeling so free. Like you said, I'm
Exactly,
free.
yes,
And
yeah.
like I find myself talking to people that are in the car. I'm like, you really need to enjoy what I'm enjoying. Not that I'm pushing them to be on the
Right,
motorcycle,
right.
but I just start conversations like, hey, like they're sitting right next to me.
Yeah. Let me just talk to them.
Yeah, let me just talk to them. Hey, hope you have a nice day. Bye.
Wow.
And it just keep
No,
going.
it is. It's
Yeah.
really a freeing and it's a peaceful moment too for you when you're riding.
Not on Long
The-
Island.
well,
Not-
when you're
you-
by
when you have
yourself
to
and you're
go away
off the water.
Yeah,
and-
Ocean Parkway.
Yes.
You just clear your head.
Thank you.
It's like sometimes the best 25 miles
Yeah.
is just going down Ocean Parkway. You go over Robert Moses and come back. You have the bay, you have the ocean.
That's what I mean.
You have the smell of
Yes.
the ocean.
Yeah.
You have the sand hitting you in the
views-
face.
Yeah, but the views are amazing.
The views are beautiful.
The views are very beautiful.
And
And you
it's
do a
good.
lot of
It's-
long distance travel as well, right?
Not as much as I'd like to. I think my longest trip last year was Pennsylvania, which is
Oh,
not
wow.
like me. So, but I'm hoping to do some bigger trips next year.
Oh, okay.
I'm really hoping to do. I want to get more south.
Right, right.
I want to do some warm land. I'm so cold lately. I'm like, I just want warm
And
weather.
you still, and it's amazing to me too how some still ride. I love driving. I love to drive.
I know you love to drive.
Yes, I do.
I think we took a trip to Lake George and back in the same day.
in the same day,
Started
and it
at
took
4
mere
a.m.
hours. Exactly. I am a speed demon, and I think that's why being on a motorcycle was so gratifying for me. But I feel like I can't do the things that I do, attempt the tricks that I attempt in my car.
No, not at all.
on the motorcycle. But I love the speed, and I love the peace that it kind of brings in, and hearing and feeling that motor up under you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's amazing. It's really truly an amazing feeling. But now that it's winter time, last thing I'm thinking about is getting on a bike. But I know so many that is just waiting for that nice warm day.
Or not even.
Exactly.
They have. I have the heated gear. I have heated socks. I have heated
Wow.
gloves. I put my earmuffs on. I'm happy.
Oh my
But,
Lord.
I'm ready to go.
Do you ride in the snow too?
No.
Oh, okay, all right. Wow.
No snow, no leaves, no salt.
Okay, all right. I see what you're
Wet,
saying.
rainy leaves.
Yeah.
I don't like to ride on days like that.
Wow,
Yeah.
but it's beautiful that it brings you
Yeah.
that joy that you desire,
Yeah.
and the fact that you have the support of other people. You've been riding with the Hogs as well, not
Yeah,
just the Long
22
Island.
years I'm with Hog.
Wow, that is amazing.
New York City chapter.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
So it's fun.
And I
It's,
know you like
a
to
lot-
give back. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I know you like to give back as well. Like you have like to volunteer. I know in 2001 with 9/11 that you helped out down there with the cleanup and stuff. You want to tell us a little about that? You lived down there at that time, right?
I lived in the city. I was on 21st.
Wow.
And First. I was over in Stuytown. So as soon as you were able to get down, because a lot of the streets were blocked off, I walked down to Pier 40, which is on West Side Highway, and I was just looking to do something, and somebody said, hey, we got a donation of clothes. Can you sort them?
Wow.
I'm like, okay, But before that, I was just on West Side Highway. Everybody knows, Hero Highway, passing waters to all the service workers that were coming in and out, doing recovery and rescue. And a few of us went in. We started sorting stuff. Then we sort of set up a table. We were working out of the police barracks,
Right.
over Pier 40. They do the barrier unit, and somebody donated a little cookie. Somebody donated some chicken. The next thing you know, Red Cross is coming in and
Wow.
they're delivering food, and we were serving 400 people a day. We were serving meals, 400 a day.
That is
People would
something.
come in to eat. They would go back on the pile and work.
And you were showing up every day.
I was sometimes sleeping at the barracks.
Really?
Yeah, the guys would. Yeah, I would sleep in the
Wow.
back. I'd work till like midnight and wake up 6 a.m. and do it all over again. Not even go home. But I wanted to be there.
Yeah.
I wanted to be there. There was, just
So much.
so much. I
Yeah.
mean, so much loss and so much. We had where we were, the highway patrol shaped up there, so that's where their shape up was every morning, and they did a lot of escorts. So it was a lot,
Right.
and as sad as it was fulfilling in some other ways, because these guys were seeing a lot and doing a lot.
Yeah.
And they needed support. So I said, I'm your wife while you're here. And I'd say, do me a favor, could you move that? Can you do that? We'd sit and we'd talk, and we'd laugh through our tears.
Right.
And
That's
I know
amazing.
my dad came out of retirement. He was a fireman, and he came out of retirement and did Bucket Brigade.
Wow.
And he stayed with me for a while. And
That's amazing.
when he was there, I didn't sleep there. I would go home, and my dad and I would go catch a dinner at every other firehouse that we could, and say hello, and offer up conversation and camaraderie and stuff like that.
I love that. And you're still
So-
friends with a lot of
I am.
the guys
I'm
and
still-
girls that participated in the cleanup.
a lot of them. We named ourselves. we called ourselves the Pier 40 Volunteers, but really we were the Renegades, because we can do everything that nobody else can do.
No way.
Everything.
What does
And-
that mean?
well,
Like what?
Well, everything took red tape. So
Right.
Salvation Army saw what we were doing, and they were like, hey, you guys can have an ID.
badge,
You
right.
can have the badge. You have access to wherever you need to
Right.
go. But we don't want you working for us. Because if you're working for us, then you can't get done what we
Right.
can't get done. And we
Right.
want you to be able to get stuff done.
Right.
And they show up with, somebody donated 40 propane tanks for cooking. We're like, oh, okay. Well, this guy over down by, where was he? He was by the Fulton Fish Market. He was cooking meals for people on the east side of the pile.
Oh wow.
And he really could use those propane
Yeah.
tanks. But he had a whole bunch of soda that he didn't need. So we took the soda
and gave the
and ga-
you were bartering.
we were
too,
bartering,
yes.
and we were. I think I told you that we were able to commandeer a truck that had all the masks that we needed.
Right. That's amazing.
One of Angelo, I can't even think of last names now. Sorry, Angelo. He actually wrote and directed a documentary
Oh,
of
wow.
us, and it was our whole group, and it was called Heart of Steel.
I love that.
And the Heart of Steel really came, I think it was Jennifer Ford. She received a steel heart that one of the iron workers cut out for her. And that became the beginning of the story,
love it.
if I remember it correctly.
That is so cool.
know,
we got to
but
find that.
we,
Heart of Steel.
I have the CD.
Yes. All right. Yes. We'll have to watch that, my friend. I love that.
I didn't do much with that. I just donated my pictures. I didn't want it be interviewed
Right.
or anything. I'm still having a hard time.
Yeah,
being
she
interviewed.
is having
Not
a time.
my thing. Not my thing. I'm
doing
all
a great
big and I
job.
can be center stage, but I don't want to do it on the camera.
No,
but I'll
but
do
you-
anything for this young lady.
Yes, she
Anything
would.
in
No,
the
you're
world.
doing
Yeah.
amazing. And again, I just only because again, I fight so hard to keep this beautiful smile for everyone. But there's layers to it, you know? And to get to know how you can overcome it, you want to meet the real people that are going through it. And that's why it's so important. You know, I mentioned that I miss Sandy, my dad, and all of these people. I deal with a lot of loss. You have dealt with loss as well.
Oh, yeah.
You lost your mom, who you were they were so close.
And it's so funny.
What?
I'm wearing her shoes today. I
Are
always
you
try to.
really?
I always try to wear something of hers.
You
And I
see?
think these are her earrings. So
Yeah.
I was like trying to. I was like, I want to wear something of my mom's, and I would put a piece of jewelry on. I would take it off. So I finally felt comfortable.
Yeah, I
But,
loved your mother. I
oh, I
loved her. She
know.
was a firecracker. This woman was youthful. She was healthy. She was beautiful.
She
She
was
knew
sexy
how
as all
to
get up.
dress her behind.
Oh, man.
Off.
I
This
used to
woman
borrow
was
my mother's
amazing.
clothes, yeah.
Yes,
She's-
amazing.
yeah.
Just amazing. And, you know, lost her unexpectedly, unfortunately, to cancer. She was doing everything, holistic, naturally, to fight it and to beat it. And unfortunately, she lost her battle with it. How many years has it been?
It's gonna be 5 years.
5 years
Can
in
you believe
January.
that?
Do you see? And yet,
January 9th.
you're still showing up for your day.
January 10th.
January 10th.
January 10th. I say the 9th because I always joke my mother loved numbers.
Right.
And she died. She passed away on January 10th, 2019. And I keep on saying, oh, well, if she would have passed on the 9th, she would have really liked that because then it would be 1919.
Oh my goodness.
I know this is the silly
stuff, the
things,
things that you think
to
about.
think about just to have peace with it and
Yeah.
just to accept it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, Ma, if you would have passed away a day earlier, you really would have liked the number. Would have preferred you didn't go at all.
in,
But,
exactly.
You know,
But
if
just
you're gonna
so you
have to
know.
go.
Oh my God.
You just, so that's still, I'm still dealing with it. I'll deal with it the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's grief. Grief is hard. So like, I mean, they're her shoes, they're her earrings. Whenever I go someplace, I try to wear something so I can think of her and she could be part of everything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I try that with, everybody, I mean, I have things at home that I look at and I'm proud to own them because they belong to somebody I knew or know and love. And I enjoy that all over the house.
You see?
So
Enjoy.
even get,
Yeah, that brings
enjoy.
you joy.
Yeah, it brings me joy to be close to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to keep them alive in that way too, Putting
Yeah.
your feet into her shoes.
Yeah.
It's bringing you
Yeah.
alive. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I feel too. Like, I think that I don't realize sometimes how long people have been gone because I genuinely feel like it's just that I haven't seen them. And only reason why I feel that way is because I do speak to them
Every
still.
day.
Every day.
Yeah.
And if I haven't spoken to you in that day, believe I have thought about you in some way or seen or touched something that that belong to you,
Yeah.
So
And makes you feel
and
whole.
makes you feel whole. Exactly. So in this pursuit of joy during this season, how are you doing this holiday season? What's on your
Don't want
mind?
to know.
Yes,
just
I do. Nope, I want to know what is keeping you joyful or how are you getting through it so that you can at least gain it?
Well, I'm going to be with my family.
Okay.
So I'm going down to Florida again to see my family. Some of them live around the corner from me, but we're going to all be together
Right.
in the Orlando area. So having something to look forward to is very important. You really need to, even if they're small goals, they don't have to be going on a trip. You need to just keep yourself moving, keep yourself little goals.
Yeah.
Little goals. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to clean the room or do this or whatever. I mean, right now, my goal is to start a new job in January and to do this and do that. I'm getting ready to pack. I'm moving to the Carolinas. So I know.
All right, go ahead.
But
I'll be okay. You were not supposed to mention that on the air.
Oh.
But go ahead. It's okay.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, God.
So I'm trying to look, as sad as that, I'm so sad about leaving, but I say, okay, well, I have a lot to look forward to. I have friends down there. I have a lot of houses that I'm looking at now that are everything's starting to be in my reach.
Right.
It's like the light at the end of the tunnel. It's no longer a thought. It's no longer an idea. It's happening. My realtor's looking at a house for me tomorrow.
Wow.
And it's so funny because the address is Amy Lane.
Oh,
I have
and
two
she's got
Amy's. I have two
and
Amy's, my two best friends.
Yeah, upstate and downstate Amy. Oh, I miss them. Hi, Amy's. So now that's probably going to be your house. I'm
It's
sorry.
probably going to be my house. And I was like avoiding it like the plague. I'm like, no, I can't buy a house that says, and it's it's the same house number as my house. So it's like, the only thing
It's
that's
a done
changing is a
deal.
couple of letters.
Just send them the money.
I know,
That's your
yeah.
house.
It's, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh my God. But
Yeah.
you're doing things that bring you joy.
I am. I continue to do things to bring joy, even if it's packing up a box and dusting it off and saying, oh, I can't wait to put this in my new house, or I can't wait to do that. As sad as it is, I'm putting it away sad. But I know when I take it out, I'm going to be like, oh, this is going to look great over there. And it's little things, and it's,
It's work, but you put it in every day, right?
it is work. You have to change your mindset. Listen, I go days where I'm depressed. I don't leave my house. I don't talk to nobody. But I try to stay home on those days because nobody likes me when I'm like that.
Exactly. No one likes anybody when they're like that, but some people still choose to go outside.
Sometimes I do choose to go outside, and it's like a horrible day when
and
I do because
bombard
I'm like,
people.
ugh.
Yeah,
and
I
then
get
your negativity like runs off on them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that wasn't a good night. I shouldn't have went out.
Yeah.
At
At least you realize it.
Yeah.
You know
and
what
I
mean?
apologize. I think I apologized once. I had a really bad night. I actually had to apologize to my friends. I am like, I am so sorry.
I don't know who I was
Yeah.
earlier today. You got to excuse that person. But
Yeah.
I get that. It is. It's hard to always be
balance. You
sunshine.
can't-
It's hard to
Yeah.
always be sunshine.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But you have to
Work at
choose it,
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
Like you do. You have to give yourself grace too. I mean,
Yeah.
let's be honest. We cannot wake up that way and be that positive ray of sunshine every single day. We cannot be filled with so much joy and happiness every single day, though we should. We cannot.
can't.
Life happens, and it's going to cause us to be in those moments of darkness.
But you have
and
to
sadness.
try.
But you have to try.
to push yourself out of it. Sometimes I just say,
You know? Reset.
reset.
You know?
This too shall pass. This too shall pass. And I'll tell you, sometimes this too shall pass passes before I even get to say pass.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sometimes just saying it, this too shall pass, just
Yeah.
puts you in the headset of, all right, this ain't going to be forever.
Yeah.
And then you could put that positive motion in, and before you know it, it's passed.
Exactly.
Sometimes it can be that easy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really hard, but you got to try.
Try it. You got to
really
try.
have to try.
You do. And that's what it's all about, is just trying, putting towards the effort and choosing the fact that you want to do it and you want to be that person. You want to be full of that joy. You want to have that peace. I mean, everyone goes through something, we know. There's so much going on in the world. There's so many sad people, and there's so many reasons, unfortunately, for us to be sad. You know, it is moving through that with what is going on in the world. And I know that you don't like to watch the news and stuff like that, right?
No. I can't. It breaks me down.
Yeah,
It breaks me up.
Yeah.
I know what's going on. I just try to be the best person and the best person I can be for other people because, and I try to have grace when that person's doing 20 miles an hour in front of me. And I say, I don't know. Something going on in their world. I'll try to ignore it, go around them. You can't be yelling at everybody your whole life because then there'll just be a lot of yelling. So people have conditions and circumstances, and you just have to say, all right, I'm either going to be a part of the reason of their day that it's worse, or I'm going to be a part of the reason of their day that they're better.
Yep.
Smile, wave, smile, wave, smile, wave. How hard can that be?
I said that. I said that was one of the ways you can bring joy to your life is to smile
That's
at
it.
someone. That's
Just
it.
smile. I love smiling at people. I love when they smile back.
Yeah.
That energizes me.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, because it's making a connection with a human being, and you don't know what's going on in their world. I could look at them and they can look back at me, and they can pass me, and they can go, well, what was she looking at me for? What's wrong with me? What's this? What's that? No, just smile.
Just smile.
And then they walk away and they go, oh, that was a nice smile.
Yeah, yeah.
It
And if
could
they
change the
can,
world.
It could change their whole entire day.
Yeah.
And their perception of their day.
Correct.
And it can also encourage them to smile at other people. Like, why am I frowning? Why
Right,
am I walking
yeah.
around with this disgruntled face
Yeah.
and unhappiness in my heart? Like, yes, that one smile.
Make it contagious.
Yeah, to make it contagious. And that's what you're
Yeah.
really supposed to do.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I thank you for that because that is so important. We do have to realize that just saying a kind word to someone, you know, having a smile on your face, even if you're not feeling your best, but still at least showing that you know, it's going to be all right through what you're presenting.
Right.
And your
Right.
smile, the way
acknowledging people.
and acknowledging people, exactly. But the way that you show up is honestly what's going to give the energy to the next person.
Correct.
You know what
You
I
gotta
mean?
keep it- yeah.
If you show up
Pass the baton.
Thank you. Pass the baton of happiness. That's what you need to
Yeah.
do. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Cathy, that is so true. Pass the baton of happiness. I'm
Woo.
passing it on to you.
I'm passing it
That's
to
what
you.
you did. Oh my God. So
Right on that line.
that's what we did in Burlington. Yes, we did.
We passed
And then
it on.
passing it on, because now
Ever since, when we go out, we just
pass it on to other people. Yeah, exactly. Who now want to hang out with us and get to know us. You know that,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, I
It
know.
was contagious.
It
It
is.
really, really was. Oh my God. So you ready for the season? I know you're going to see your dad in Florida, right?
Yes,
How's he
yes, and my whole-
doing?
He's doing okay.
Okay.
He's doing okay. He's going through a lot of health issues now, where we're hoping for the best. We'll see. But everybody else is doing well. You know,
I love it.
He's got good spirits. He's got confidence. So we're gonna see what happens there.
I love it.
But he's you know, he's doing good. He's watching his TV and he's happy. You know, doing his his horticulture stuff. You know, he
Yeah.
loves working in the backyard.
I love it.
And Edna's doing good, and she does her tennis, and you know, they're living a happy life.
Which makes you
you
happy
know,
too, right?
yeah, yeah.
Well, let me ask you before we let you go, because I
Oh.
thank you so much for sharing just what brings me joy, how to bring joy to your world. And you made it clear. It's really just surrounding yourself with people that matter, that you love, doing things that you enjoy, and just trying every day to choose happiness. So tell me, what would you like to contribute, or how do you hope to contribute to the joy that we need in this world? What is your position? What would your position be?
I've never said this publicly, but I would love to foster a child.
Oh, I love that.
At some point, maybe big brothers, big sisters. You know, I want to get settled in the Carolinas, and I want to go to church more.
Oh, see?
Yeah, I got some
Spirituality,
stuff.
folks.
Yeah, I got some stuff I want to do. I got a lot of work to do for myself.
I know that's right.
You know, as much as I smile, I got a lot of work.
Yeah.
I still every day it's work. Every day it's work, and you got to work on it. You can't, you know, you just. So I hope to bring balance to my life and be able to bring some joy to other people, or whether it be, you know, I mean, you know, I've done some volunteer work. I want to continue, you know, when I get down to Greenville and make it known that I'm here, so to speak.
She wants to spread her
I
joy,
wanna spread
ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what you're going to do.
Yeah, I just want to just release and just be like, all right, I want
Be
to do
free.
this and I want to do that. And,
I love it.
you know, maybe, you know, like I said, you know, big brothers, big sisters. I don't know.
Oh,
you know,
whatever
I
it
got, you
is.
know, right now I got to work on getting the house packed and moved.
I know that's
One
right.
step at a time and getting another job, and you know.
Well, it's going to happen, my friend.
Oh, yeah, I'm
as
not
long
worried.
as
I'm
you
so
are in
confident.
Pursuit,
Yeah.
yes, in pursuit of your true happiness and joy, and I
Yeah.
know that's what it is.
Yeah.
So I'd like to thank you so
Oh,
much,
thank
Miss
you.
Cathy, for being here, my beautiful friend.
I'm glad
I
I
don't
made
know.
it.
I usually say we're going to have you back, but I know that is probably not going to happen.
You never know.
Yes,
Probably
because
not
I
gonna
would
happen.
thank you, but I would love to have you. Maybe it'll be different if you're virtual
yeah,
in
yeah.
South Carolina, North Carolina, or South Carolina.
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being
you'll have to
here.
come down and do it live.
Of course. I wanted to put up our beautiful pictures of each other. Thank you very much. That is me when I was riding, and then
God.
that's us at dinner meeting a whole bunch of people, I'm sure, that night.
I don't know where
I
that was.
love you.
That
love
might have been
you,
a
love
concert.
you. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I love you so much, Cathy.
I
I
love
really
you so
do.
much. You're like my favorite.
So I want to also share with you that in honor of my beautiful friend, Sandy Cabrera, who, as she mentioned, this beautiful Cathy told you earlier, literally is my heart. And I do this for her. We were business partners, best friends, sisters. She was my everything. I am hosting my second annual Sandy Claus Drive. So, for more information, please give me a call. My phone number is right there, 718-973-1457. And you have until December 21st to give me that call. Now, my friends, we're going to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. And the Dare to Be You is: joy above all else is a selfless quality which is magnified when it is shared and minimized when it is selfishly grasped. Now, that's what we share with you today, my friends. The fact that when you have joy in your heart above all else, you share it with others. That's what this amazing, beautiful, adventurous woman did for me 7 years ago, December 24th. She brought joy to my life. She shared the joy that she admitted in her life to me. You radiate it all the time. I'm sorry. I don't know why she says she don't, but she does. And I want you guys out there to do the same. I want you to go out there and meet new people. I want you to share a nice text message with someone in your life. I want you to do something that you enjoy. I want you to have joy in your heart, first and foremost. So I want to also thank you for tuning in to another episode of Our Unity. I'd like to thank our guest, Cathy Coster, for visiting us. I want you guys to tune in next week for another episode. And in the meantime, please remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. Let's go out there and be some love, give some love, and share some love. I want you to have a wonderful evening. Remember that I love you, and we'll see you next week. Say good night, Cathy.
Good night.
I love you.
I love you too.
Strong Island Entertainment.